welcome to today's video. I really hope you guys are going to enjoy and are enjoying the Vlogmas series. This is something that I've put a lot of work into, and so has my team, and I'm so grateful that I get to put out content for you every single day. If you are enjoying my videos, hit that like button, subscribe, turn those bell notifications on so you can get alerts for all of my uploads, especially since I'm uploading every single day through Vlogmas till Christmas on the 25th of December. In today's video, I'm doing a half and half face of luxury and half face of affordable drugstore makeup. My aim in this video is to show you that makeup should be more about techniques than just about breaking the bank. Now, don't get me wrong, ingredient quality is super important because you don't want to expose your skin to like rubbish at the end of the day. But in today's video, I'm focusing and I've picked up products that have similar final textures so that I can show you it's more about technique and how you can really infuse and have a mixed vanity of both probably. They just constantly break the bank. There are drugstore, there are affordable brands that really give you good quality makeup without needing to, like, you know, spend coins that you've worked really hard on working and earning. I'm not going to keep blabbering on now, but before we really dive into the video, I want you to take a quick second, pause your video somewhere over here and make a guess comment down below and tell me which side do you think is what. Which side is luxury, which side is drugstore, and go with like what it is for me. Like, this is my right side and this is my left side, so go with what you think it is for me down below and leave that guess. I want to know how many of you guys really get this right. Don't cheat, don't cheat. Post it now before we really start getting into application, because that will just be really interesting to see. Okay, I hope you've posted your comment by now. Now let's dive right into it. Okay, so for the drugstore side of the face, I'm gonna go ahead with this Lakme foundation that you've seen me use a million times at this point. Were you right about which side was gonna be drugstore and which side was gonna be high-end? Leave a comment, edit your previous comment, or just leave an add-on comment or reply to it or whatever, and tell me down below. I want to know how many of you guys got this right, in all honesty. I think that's going to be really interesting. I'm just going ahead and blending this. Look, my main aim for this video is to show you that you do not need to have luxury products. As long as you work on your technique, work on your craft, you can get a very similar, if not same, result in terms of a look naturally when it comes to things like ingredients, longevity of the products. That's why certain price points make a huge difference and all of that kind of stuff kicks in. But in terms of how makeup can look, as long as you work on your craft and technique, you're good. Not really going into the neck heavy duty, just taking some leftover product from the sponge and pulling it through. You can see the finish of this Lakme foundation is very skin-like. It's very barely there, but at the same time I love that I can really build it up as well. The shade does oxidize a tad bit, so you're going to see a slight color difference over here at the moment, but give it a few minutes and you'll see how quickly it blends into my skin and becomes exactly like my skin. Actually, this particular shade works really beautifully for me, and I gravitate towards it so much. So for this side of my face, which is the luxury side of my face, I'm going ahead with my current absolute favorite. We have the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk over here. You guys saw me try this out in a vlog, I think a couple of months ago, and I have been using it so much since. I love that this product is so much like second skin. And for this side, I'm actually really excited to try out the Pack Jovita brush. I really wanted to use this. I received this in PR literally just yesterday. You guys are watching this video later, but I'm speaking in terms of present times. It's called the Foundation Kabuki on this side, and these brushes are super soft when you like touch them. They're completely clean, new, totally virgin, and I'm looking forward to seeing how they really perform. Of course, I have seen all of the stuff happening on social media, and I'm so excited to be able to try this out. Okay, that was really easy to work with. These brushes are super soft and totally worth the hype. I love how with so much ease they went ahead and just helped me give my left side of the face so much coverage. You are still going to see a little bit of a shade difference between the two because the Giorgio Armani Silk is a perfect match for my skin. The Lakme will come to it, but it will take a couple of minutes to just oxidize, settle down, whereas the Giorgio Armani off the bat is a complete perfect match for my skin. So I'm seeing a little bit of a color difference over here in person. It's showing up a little bit more on camera, but don't worry, it should match. My estimate is that it should match in a couple of minutes. I really like the feel of this brush on my face. It's so nice. Okay, for concealer, I'm going in with my very trusted Infallible. You guys know I love this concealer. I feel like I have had a really long-standing relationship with this one. It's one of those concealers, if you use the shade 314, which has just a tinge of like a color correcting ability also in it. I feel like I don't need to use a separate color corrector. I've kind of stopped using color correctors at the moment just because my dark circles have been getting better. But every now and then when I haven't had a good night's sleep or a good week's sleep, I do go back in with color corrector. I feel like color correctors are that one item we must all have no matter what, because you never know when you will need them. You could need them one day and not need them the rest. Also, fun fact, I'm pretty sure I've mentioned this somewhere here on my channel before. I used to use the shade 312 in this range. I switched over to 314 because I realized 312 was a little too cool for me and I absolutely had to use color corrector. But ever since I've switched to 314, I don't feel like I need any color corrector on like a regular day when I've had decent sleep, because it does have that little, you know, neutralizing ability in this shade. I'm still waiting. So see over here, it's matched up. ये तो concealer का है तो थोड़ा और bright and light लग रहा है. But if you see the skin work here and here, like both sides of my chin, they're pretty much looking the same. Even in person, it's all matched. Only suddenly this is a little bit bright because of the concealer. We'll match that up with the... Why did I go here? We'll match that up with the concealer on the other side. And then of course, setting powder. My most needed step. For the luxury side concealer, I'm going ahead with my favorite concealer. It's the Nars Radiant Creamy. Ever since I discovered this concealer, I cannot have enough of it. This isn't even my first one. Every time someone's coming, I ask them to get me more of it. I really like the way this performs. If you have dark circles, if you have grayness, should we use the other Jovita brush? Because I'm looking forward to using them. This is the concealer buffer. If you do have dark circles, if you do have deep set eyes, something like this, like the Nars concealer, is really great. I look at it as an investment more than absolutely anything else. And I think it works really beautifully to cover all those under eyes, conceal as well as, you know, brighten, enhance that area. Okay, this brush is literally going into the innermost corners with such ease. In fact, one of the other brushes that, you know, I always say this, I don't love using brushes for my under eyes just because I feel like nothing gives you the effect of a beauty blender. This is giving me that effect. There's one other brush that I also have, one second, which I think also is PAC. Give me a second. Yep, it's also PAC. Uska number mid kya nahi hai. It's the face number S1. I was about to say face hashtag S1. What is going on with my head? Even this one is PAC, and I really like that they've come up with a fluffy, softer version of this in the Jovita range, and it's blending everything really nicely. I'm super picky about brushes. That's one thing you guys know about me already, simply because I feel like certain types of brushes can leave streaks on the face. They start shedding very easily. This is feeling really comfortable on the grip. Plus, it's going right into the inner corner over here very comfortably, which again, I don't think enough brushes do. This is definitely winning my heart right now. Okay, there you go. Now I feel like both sides of the face are kind of matching. With the next step now, मेरा बहुत मन कर रहा था when I was listing out the products तो मुझे use करने हैं इस video में. With this next step, I was like, I don't want to use anything apart from my drugstore powder, which you may have already guessed by now is the Fit Me loose powder. I love this product. Okay, like I love this product even though you can't bake with it. I feel like it's one of those products that they've just gotten so right. This beauty blender is not going to work. This isn't even like the beauty blender. I think this is one of those random beauty sponges I just happen to have. I really love the Fit Me so much. I feel like it holds on to my under eyes and the creases and all so beautifully. I think that from the drugstore range there is no other loose powder that comes even close to performance. I mean, do I have other favorites? Yeah, but nothing comes close to Fit Me, guys. Fit Me wins by and large, like leaving everything else behind by light years. In case you're wondering, the reason I look up and apply my powder, or even look up and sometimes wear my concealer, is because when you're looking up, there are no creases. When you look straight, there's mild creases. When you look down, obviously there's a lot of creases because you're using the under eye skin that much. When you look up, it becomes a clean, no fold surface. So when I do this, I know for sure there are no existing creases and I'm setting everything in place. Okay, now for this eye, I was really on the lookout for a good luxury powder that is available in India, but unfortunately I really couldn't find anything and I opted for FENTY. FENTY is one of my absolute favorite luxury loose powders. I know it's not available in India, guys, but all option mil hi nahi raha tha. And I knew I wanted to use a loose powder just to compare texture. It's not fair to use one loose powder and opt for another compact. I felt like that would not be an accurate type of comparison. The FENTY one you can totally bake with. Actually, FENTY does ship to India, or do they not ship to India? I don't know. Please look it up. Don't at me on it, because I bought FENTY when I was traveling or when someone was coming or something like that. I land up ordering a lot of things online and sending it to friends and family and then have them bring it down, which is usually my go-to, like, preferred thing. As of right now, I have ordered I've placed 2 orders with international beauty brands and they're both stuck in customs, and for some reason there's an issue there even though I've submitted all my KYC documents and this and that. So I ordered internationally after a very long time and I've promised I'm not doing it anytime soon, because in KYC documents which I submit kar chuki hu, I have submitted everything. But things are just taking forever and I placed these orders. So just so you know, I want to let you know one of the things I ordered is like basic, it's nothing new. The other thing I ordered, which I was actually really excited for and wanted to try and include in my Vlogmas series, was Ariana Grande's makeup collection, Rem Beauty or REM Beauty. I know there are dots in it, so I don't know how they choose to pronounce it. And I thought I would do one video around that and trying it out and stuff like that. But literally वो अब तक मेरे पास पहुंचा ही नहीं है, वो customs में stuck है. I don't know what's happening. I've submitted all my documents and everything, but I'm very lost on the process. They're both stuck with Aramex couriers and I've been trying to reach out to Aramex. I've tweeted to them. My team has dropped them an email and I have no idea on what's happening. So I've promised myself that brands that are available in India are the safest option to have. So I'm not going to order anything internationally again for a very long time. I'm just going to stick to my usual, ordering to friends and family to their homes and then having them bring it down. Acha, eyebrows mein na main thodi si atki padi thi, because I was like, mujhe drugstore option mein, I don't think it's a fair comparison, but we are going to do it. You guys know I love Benefit brow products. I have the Precisely My Brow over here, and even though I really like the Brow Artist from L'Oreal, this is a product I use like kind of on the daily and I do think it's a good product. I don't think it's good enough to be compared with a Benefit brow product. So even though I'm opting for it, I want to give a disclaimer over here कि मुझे ही लगता है कि ये fair comparison नहीं है. Benefit owns their brow products. Like I feel like nobody does brow products like Benefit, and maybe like Anastasia Beverly Hills also. But even though this L'Oreal one is a good one, I'm kind of feeling like not nice about having to put it against Benefit, because yeah, their products are so good that it just doesn't feel like a fair texture feel comparison. However, in terms of look, this also does the job just as well. Okay, I'm using this pencil after a certain amount of time today and I'm suddenly very impressed. I always liked it, but I think I really underestimated it against the Benefit one, which I'm feeling very silly for. But this did perform really well, very easily, and I do like the texture. It's not like I don't. In fact, this is one of those products in the drugstore range that I reach for. But maybe this is Tucker in Benefit. I don't know. Let's go back to the Benefit and see. It's not, let's just say I did underestimate it and the application has surprised me, impressed me, because it's been a while since I used it and I use a lot of products, तो कभी कभार वो दिमाग के अंदर आके थोड़े से mix हो जाते हैं. Oof, just goes on so well. I don't think I've ever met like a Benefit brow pencil that I didn't like. You know what I mean? Like even Goof Proof or even their pomade or even their brow, like any brow product for that matter from Benefit that I didn't try and be like, oh my god, wow. And in case you like didn't notice, depending on the texture, मेरा application का तरीका भी mix हो जाता है. Over here with the L'Oreal, I went ahead and I outlined and then I filled. This is a much thinner, finer tip over here in my hand. So instead of going into it with an outline, what I tend to do is I tend to do short strokes all over. And once I'm done with these short strokes, then I go ahead and I outline that area. I just feel like I have so much more control with such a fine, good pencil. You know what I mean? Like the outline of my brows, just look at it, and I haven't even used the spoolie yet. But I feel like the outline is so much sharper and crisper and just enables me to give myself the kind of brows that I wish I had naturally. Okay, so much like the rest of my face, I need my eye makeup to match perfectly as well. I do have a couple of fashion videos to shoot for Instagram after I finish my makeup look right now. So here's hoping that my entire look matches perfectly from left to right because I need it to. Let's do this side of the luxury side of the eyeshadow right now. First, for a change, I have this MAC palette over here. This is their Flamboyant, like a flamboyant palette. This is from like their artistry range. I ordered this on Myntra a while ago. I actually have been ordering a whole bunch of things from Myntra. If those hauls are not yet live through Vlogmas, you will be seeing a bunch of hauls come up really soon. I need to segregate a couple of brushes really quickly because I don't want to land up mixing up my brushes from one to another. That would not be fair. Okay, so I'm going in with this Huda Beauty Build and Blend brush, picking up some dark brown almost with a touch of magenta pigment, and I'm gonna apply this on the left lid. Now I need to keep this look very simple, very neutral, because I need both the eyes to match and I need them to look as one as possibly I can. I'm just gonna go ahead and give this brown wash to my entire lid except for the innermost corner. You guys know I like a good innermost corner highlight tip thing. So I'm gonna just give myself this lid wash everywhere except that spot. Then I'm going to go ahead with a fluffy. Okay, then I'm taking a fluffy brush and going in with a softer brown. Like it's a little banana-y, but it's a pretty good brown. And I'm just going to blend out and soften the outer part of this lid, going into the crease and a little outward, just to make sure it does look like a nice wash and not like a full-on brown. So this is like doing a reverse smoky eye, because you know when you do a smoky eye, your outside is a little bit darker or completely dark. I'm going in and just softening it out. This is what it looks like right now. I'm not happy with how they have not completely blended with one another. So I'm going in with a third totally clean brush and just going over it in circular motion, just to make sure it blends both the pigments together really like nicely. I like this palette quite a bit, this one over here, but I do think that for such an expensive palette, it's like 5,500 rupees if I remember correctly. It does definitely need a little bit more work with the blending. I think it looks better now. Tell me what you think in the comments also. Now for the right side, for the drugstore side, I'm taking this NYX Ultimate palette, which is one of my favorite palettes from the neutral drugstore must-have safe zone range. And I am taking this dark brown from here, which is fairly similar, I think, to the one from the luxury side, and I'm giving myself this wash. I feel like the color payoff on this palette is so beautiful. You really get a bang for your buck. Super amount of pigmentation and very easy to work with. Like so far I've only put one shade, again same way, all over my lid, leaving the innermost corner, just giving myself that simple wash, but it gets done so nicely, so quickly. I'm gonna take another brush. I really am a huge fan of making sure you don't mix your brushes in general also. यहाँ पे तो और careful रहना है because it's luxury one side and drugstore the other side. I'm going in with this again banana soft brown shade similar to what I took on the left side of my face, and I'm giving myself that soft diffusing touch, going into the crease, going a little bit outside the socket. I feel like this side blends better with one another. I just do. I've used this palette so much, so many times. The MAC one is a relatively new one. It's just a couple of months old. This NYX one is much older for sure. It was recommended to me by a friend and I bought it, and I'm so happy I bought it because just look at how easily it has diffused like one to another. Given that this is a slightly lighter brown, full disclosure there, the brown over here, even the one I was washing out, was a touch deeper. So I'm going to go in and just make sure I'm like build up to try and get both the sides to match as much as possible. I don't want to, you know, have to go off camera after finishing this video before I go into the fashion video. I want them to match to an extent that I can get up and leave the house or do another shoot with this exact look and not worry about, oh my god, do both my sides match. I also want to say that between both the palettes, let me hold up both of them for you really quickly. Like, both of them have such a nice color story going for it. They have browns and pinks and neutrals and stuff like that. But I feel like, again, because of the price, this one is beautiful. This one is stunning. Like, don't get me wrong, I love this matte palette, but when I'm comparing the two and if I have to recommend one to you, this one is a real bang for your buck. I'm not going to go in with the inner corner because the inner corner shimmers on both of these don't completely match, and I, like I said, want to try and match everything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a highlighter for the inner corners because I do have highlighters that are very similar. So for this side, I'm using the Smashbox Cali palette. This one's really nice. Cali Contour, sorry. Palette. I feel like it's just such a beautiful, stunning palette. Again, this one is an investment that I really am glad I made. I'm gonna go ahead and mix both, actually. The upper and the lower highlighter shades over here. I'm gonna take a touch of both of them and apply it into the inner corner and just build a little bit of a gradient going onto the lid, so it's not just the inner corner, it's also a little bit of a build up. And I'm gonna swap my inner pointy dome small pencil brush. For this side, I'm gonna take this Makeup Revolution Cheek Kit in Fresh Perspective. I love it so much. I'm gonna mix up two of them over here that I think match up to the Smashbox Cali one in terms of a shade match. And again, going to put it, and I'm gonna build it a little bit going onto the lid as well to make sure that it really, as much as possible, book matches with the other eye. Okay, so even though I'm getting a certain amount of highlighter and pop over here, which I like, I feel like I'm having to build up a little bit more to really match the way the Smashbox kit is, because the Smashbox highlighter is so beautifully kapow, like, you know, kapow. Am I describing it correctly? You know, like blingy, that I wanted to really be able to pull and match. I do think there's a little bit of a shade difference. Like, I feel like this one is looking a little bit more golden, whereas this one is looking a little bit more rose gold champagne-y. But that's okay, I'm doing the best that I can. I feel like I've finally gotten them to match in terms of beam effect, like kapow effect. But obviously we're not done. We still have more work to do on the eyes. So for the... there's a mess on my table right now. So for the liner, I'm going to go ahead and use the Roller Lash. Again, something that I use quite a bit. I think this one is literally on the tail end of the ink in it at the moment. Ink in it means, like, you know, like color in it, pigment in it. I'm not going to go ahead and do a full wing eye, which typically I really like. Let me try and do something different today and tell me what you think of this wing. Off late, I've really been using wings just at the tip. Should we do that? Should we just do like a wing at the tip today? Might be interesting. Let's see. Okay, so for this side, I've gone ahead and used the Jacqueline Fernandez Colorbar liner, and I used felt tips on both sides. If there was anything I thought I would struggle with, it would be to make sure I get the similar kind of a finish on both eyes. But forget about the finish. I really had to struggle to get the right matching wing. I don't think I've gotten it completely because the grip on both of these liners is so different. This is a straight cut packaging, so it was easier for me to do a certain kind of liner over here, and this one has a little bit of a bulge. They're both very comfortable, but I guess the way I had my hand flow on one side versus the other, considering the grip I had landed up being a little bit of a different result. But I tried my best to match them. Like I had to go back over here with the roller lash and just do the best I can. I feel like they're about 80, no, maybe like 90% matching, but they're not as much matching as I would like. But I'm fearing that if I go in anymore, I will end up completely ruining the eye. So here's hoping the mascara and all will make up for it and just make it look more similar. Speaking of mascara, I kind of like, I don't mean to repeat a brand so much or whatever, but I do have the Colorbar Jacqueline mascara over here for my this eye. Sorry, I almost went into this eye with it. With this eye, the Jacqueline collection with Colorbar I really like, and I think that my two favorite products from their range have to be the liner and the mascara, which is why you're seeing both of them over here. This is what the wand looks like. It looks really nice and interesting, and I was very impressed with how much like volume and dimension this gave my lashes when I used it initially. I really like what this mascara does to my lashes. I feel like it instantly adds like a volume and length and lifts them, which I really appreciate. For this side, I'm gonna go into one of my very favorites. This is the Their Real Magnet Mascara from Benefit. Again, I'm noticing I have used a fair share of Benefit products. Like I think I've used 2 and I have 1 more to go, which you'll see when we move on to the face. Again, I love the way this mascara adds such a lift. It doesn't necessarily doesn't at all make my lashes clumpy, which I appreciate so much. I feel like clumpy lashes can be so off-putting. I have really used this mascara, so I'm gonna have to go in one more time. I feel like I'm at the end of it, and I'm gonna need to buy a new one really soon, because as soon as I got my hands on this, like a few months ago whenever it came out, I felt like I was only reaching for this for a while. So I used up quite a bit. This makes my lashes, no jokes, it makes my lashes look like I used a curler, and clearly I'm not using a curler. I didn't end up showing you what the wand looks like for this one. This is what it looks like. It has really small but hard bristles, which is what I like, because of which it doesn't clump, and because of which you can actually go onto the lower lashes with much ease. It's so weird because mostly I tend to do face and then eyes. Today I've done eyes and I don't have anything on the face, so let's solve that problem really quickly. I have yet another Colorbar product over here. Oh my god, like I've just kind of listed the products that A, I like on both sides, and B, that I think have a texture that I will match a luxury like version with, right? That's been my filter while selecting products for this video. I want to show you 2 similar textures. There's no point in doing otherwise. So I'm taking the Colorbar contour. Now this contour is really nice. This comes in a set of 2, contour and highlighter. I used to like the highlighter, but I really don't like the highlighter as much anymore, if I'm being completely honest. But I would still repurchase this because the contour is so good. It gives that perfect cool but not too cool of a finish, which works really well on Indian skin tone. I do have creator friends actually who I've had conversations with about this product, and when we're discussing makeup in general, and a lot of them surprisingly actually I've noticed don't like this product, which I find really surprising because I genuinely like it. Like I really find myself reaching for it so often. Yeah, it is very pigmented, so it can very easily look too much or chalky if you don't use it correctly, or if you use too much of it actually, more than anything. You can see how much work it's done for me in like less than 10 seconds I think. But that's why with this one I make it a point to take lesser product and just really go all out in blending. You really don't even need to build this one up that much, to be honest. I love it. I love what it does for my cheekbones. I don't typically take any contour or anything and go into like, I do, but off late I haven't been. But today we are going to go into the jaw because I feel like let's make this a full beat glam look. Whenever I go into my jaw, I tend to go a little bit closer to the brush. Like if I'm here, I tend to hold it normally here, but when I'm going to the jaw, I tend to go a little bit closer for a little bit of a tighter grip and slightly more pressure around my jaw. The fear with more pressure around this area is that you don't want to go too low either, because that won't lift your face. That will make your face proportion change drastically. I feel like I'm okay on this side. You can see the difference. This side is looking so like box cut and this side is just looking naturally like it does. Okay, no surprises for the product I've chosen for this side. I've chosen Hoola from Benefit. Now, the difference between a contour and a bronzer, most of you may know. So I was a little bit skeptical about going in with a bronzer one side and a contour the other side. But I feel like this particular bronzer is so nicely buildable that I think I should be able to make it work. It's something I'm willing to give a shot for. You know what I mean? I feel like the overall look might land up being the same. I might just have to build up a little bit more on the bronzer side because this shade is pretty deep. So let's see what I can do of it. Dude, Hoola is so easy to work with. It is just so easy to work with. I don't think this is why I gravitate towards it so much. It's just one of those products that blows my mind. I do feel like there's a little bit of a like cool situation and a slightly more warm or neutral situation going on this side. But now when I go in with the blush in the next step, I'll try and equalize that, neutralize that. Okay, I stopped to change the camera battery in the middle, and the more I'm looking at my face, the more I'm convinced that I like bronzer on me more than contour. Typically, I tend to use either one, and I do like the finish of this. But just gonna put it out there that if you're around my skin tone, I think that the bronzer situation, like just when I cover it, I like this side more. I like this side, but I like this side more. Like just gonna throw that in there. We're gonna go in with blush now before I start analyzing my face any more than I already am. I'm using the Cuffs and Lashes blush over here. I don't actually have the shade name. There's like a number 20 written on top. I'm not sure if that's the shade name, but I will leave the exact one down below in the description section. You guys know I link everything I mention. I always make it a point to not leave you hanging. I will always link things if I'm saying I'm linking them. So you can go ahead and check that out. I'm applying my blush a little bit over here, not really on the apple, just to make sure it blends with the contour really nicely, because you know I want to go ahead and do that little bit of a neutralizing moment. And I feel like I like the way this side is panning out, and I fear that going on this side, suddenly I will like this side more because I'm liking the bronzer side more at the moment. I'm going in with Bobbi Brown over here in the shade Nectar. I really like this blush. Like, this is a blush I see myself repurchasing for sure. I love the way this sits on me, fits on me. I really like the way it complements my skin tone at the moment. I love the way it's blending with the bronzer. That whole situation is feeling really nice to me. I'm also going to take just a little bit of this Bobbi Brown one and apply it on the tip of my nose, because I want that color to look nice and even. And because we're going to be fair, we're going to take some more of that Cuffs and Lashes one and also apply that on the nose. I have landed up applying too much on the nose, and now I look like Rudolph in the spirit of Christmas. I dropped a little gift. I'm sorry, I'll put it back on after. I've put too much. Wo chala jayega. Blush is always, I keep saying this on repeat mode, blush is that one thing that will leave your face first, so always apply a touch extra than you actually want to anyway. We're down to the last couple of steps. I love this. Gonna go in with highlighter, going back into that same Cali contour palette, mixing both highlighters that we used on the inner corners of the eye, high points of the face. What to do with baby hair? A little bit on the chin and only on this side. Maybe this was a bad idea. It's gonna highlight my pimple now. Oh god, on this side. Going in with the same Makeup Revolution palette. And again, high points of the face. Literally making an effort to only apply it on this side. It's so crazy. Whew. Okay, I feel like I've managed to more or less really match both the sides. And now, let's go in with the lips. I'm going to use MAC's Ruby Woo. You guys know how much I will love this shade all my makeup life. I'm going to go ahead and apply this on the Luxe side. I love the shade, but with my dry lips, I always have a little bit of difficulty applying this, not gonna lie. I look so funny with like just a half a face of like half a lip of lipstick. For the right side of my face, I have my very own Wearified BBRL Butter to Matte Longwear lipstick in the shade BBRL. It's time for the giveaway in this Vlogmas video. Go ahead and read all of the instructions mentioned on the screen really carefully and follow them to the T to be able to win this giveaway. All the best. Okay, and with that we come to the end of today's video. I really hope you guys enjoyed this as much as I know I did. Remember that you just need to work on bettering your technique. I feel like techniques are so much more important than just the products that you're using. Of course, products need to be good quality. Hopefully you are using products that are very high on ingredient quality as well to make sure that it is good for your skin and safe for your skin. But having said that, focus on your techniques and your makeup skills will automatically get better. You do not need to break the bank and opt for something that's luxe all the time. Try and get better with your makeup and then give yourself upgrades as and when you think it's right to. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to participate in the Vlogmas giveaway that was in this video. A little reminder to please make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, turn those bell notifications on, come back for more videos. I'm uploading videos every single day up until Christmas this month. The Wear fan comment shout out of the day goes to Sarah, and you guys know how much I absolutely love reading, liking, hearting and responding to each and every one of your comments. So keep talking to me down below, participate in the giveaway, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!